All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches projects worth 18,000 crore rupees in Dehradun. Travel time between Delhi and Dehradun to come down by half from existing 6 hours. India administers 1 crore doses of corona vaccine on a single day yesterday under Har Ghar Dastak campaign. Himachal Pradesh becomes first state in the country to vaccinate its entire eligible population. Election Commission announces 3-phase Panchayat elections in Madhya Pradesh beginning January the 6th. India's exports of agricultural and processed food products rise by more than 13% in first 8 months of current fiscal. Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit New Delhi tomorrow to hold India-Russia summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. US and European Union express concern over China's growing military aggression in South China Sea and East China Sea. PV Sindhu to take on South Korea's An Seong in the final of BWF World Tour Finals in Bali today. And New Zealand's Ajaz Patel creates history, becomes third bowler in Test cricket to claim all 10 wickets in an innings. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of multiple projects worth around 18,000 crore rupees at Dehradun in Uttarakhand. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said, in the last 5 years, the centre has approved schemes worth more than 1 lakh crore rupees for the development of Uttarakhand.
डबल इंजन की सरकार की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है। इसी भावना से सिर्फ बीते 5 वर्षों में उत्तराखंड के विकास के लिए केंद्र सरकार ने 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए से अधिक परियोजनाएं स्वीकृत की हैं। यहाँ की सरकार इनको तेजी से जमीन पर उतार रही है। इसी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए 18,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की परियोजनाओं का लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास किया जा रहा है। इनमें कनेक्टिविटी हो, स्वास्थ्य हो, संस्कृति हो, तीर्थाटन हो, बिजली हो, बच्चों के लिए विशेष तौर पर बना चाइल्ड फ्रेंडली सिटी प्रोजेक्ट हो, करीब करीब हर सेक्टर से जुड़े प्रोजेक्ट इसमें शामिल है।
The Prime Minister said India is moving ahead with the intention of investing more than 100 lakh crore rupees on modern infrastructure. Mr. Modi said India's policy today is of Gati Shakti, to work twice or thrice as fast. He said the reconstruction of Kedar Dham in the state has not only increased the number of devotees coming for darshan but has also provided many opportunities for employment and self-employment to the local people.
केदार धाम के पुनर्निर्माण ने न सिर्फ श्रद्धालुओं की संख्या बढ़ाई बल्कि वहां के लोगों को रोजगार, स्वरोजगार के भी अनेकों अवसर उपलब्ध कराए हैं.
The 7 projects inaugurated by the Prime Minister consist of initiatives focusing on making travel safer by tackling the problem of chronic landslides in the region. He also inaugurated the 120 megawatt Vyasi hydroelectric power project built over Yamuna River at the cost of over 1,700 crore rupees along with the Himalayan Culture Centre in Dehradun. The 11 projects for which foundation was laid include the Delhi-Dehradun Economic Corridor, which will be built at a cost of around 8,300 crore rupees. It will significantly reduce the travel time from Delhi to Dehradun from 6 hours to around 2.5 hours. It will have Asia's largest wildlife elevated corridor of 12 kilometers for unrestricted wildlife movement. It will also boost interstate tourism.
दिल्ली देहरादून इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर का शिलान्यास हो चुका है। जब ये बनकर तैयार हो जाएगा तो दिल्ली से देहरादून आने जाने में जो समय लगता है वो करीब करीब आधा हो जाएगा। इससे न केवल देहरादून के लोगों को फायदा पहुंचेगा बल्कि हरिद्वार, मुजफ्फरनगर, शामली, बागपत और मेरठ जाने वालों को भी सुविधा होगी। ये आर्थिक गलियारा अब दिल्ली से हरिद्वार आने जाने के समय को भी कम कर देगा।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has reviewed the security situation on the Indo-Pak border at Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. Mr. Shah reached Jaisalmer this afternoon on a two-day visit to Rajasthan. He also interacted with the Border Security Force personnel at Rohitash border post. Addressing the gathering, the Home Minister said Prime Minister made a very big decision that health cards be issued to Central Armed Police Forces, Jawans and their families.
सीएपीएफ के सभी जवानों और उनके परिवारजनों को भी एक अलग अलग कार्ड दिया जाएगा और वो कोई भी अस्पताल में जाकर वो कार्ड को स्वैप कर अपने परिजनों का और खुद का इलाज कर सकते हैं किसी भी प्रकार की बीमारी के लिए। और न केवल बीएसएफ, सीआरपीएफ, एसएसबी, असम राइफल, इंडो तिब्बतियन पुलिस, सब सीएपीएफ में सभी परिवार और उनके परिजनों के लिए ये व्यवस्था सरकार ने की है।
That should read, Mr. Shah reached Jaisalmer yesterday. He was given a guard of honor by the Border Security Force after reaching Jaisalmer. The Home Minister offered prayers at Thanot Mateshwari Temple. India achieved another 1 crore COVID-19 vaccinations yesterday. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia said in a tweet that with the Har Ghar Dastak campaign in full swing, the world's largest vaccination drive is touching new heights and accomplishing new feats under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 127.55 crore mark. The ministry said 8,190 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours and the recovery rate stands at 98.35%. The country reported 8,603 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours.
Himachal Pradesh government will organize a mega event at AIIMS Bilaspur today to mark the achievement of 100% COVID vaccination of second dose for its eligible population. Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister and local MP Anurag Singh Thakur, BJP National President Jagat Prakash Nadda and Chief Minister Jairam Thakur will grace the occasion. On this occasion, the Union Health Minister will felicitate the health workers of the state who have played a significant role in completing the entire vaccination campaign in the state. For this, some selected health workers have been invited from all the districts of the state. Talking to AIR News, Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur said,
मुझे प्रसन्नता इस बात की कि हिमाचल प्रदेश ने पहली डोज भी पूरे देश भर में सबसे पहली पूरी की थी। जो हमारी एलिजिबल कैटेगरी है उनका जो हमारा टारगेट था 53,77,000, हम उस टारगेट को पिछले कल एक्सीड कर गए हैं, पूर्ण कर चुके हैं। तो इस तरह से हिमाचल प्रदेश में जो सेकंड डोज वैक्सीन में भी पूरे देश भर में हिमाचल पहले नंबर पर आए, ये हमारे लिए बहुत प्रसन्नता की बात है।
BJP National President Jagat Prakash Nadda will also inaugurate OPD at AIIMS Bilaspur today. The New Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special Year-Ender series. India scripted history this year by crossing the landmark of 100 crore vaccinations under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In his address to the nation on the 22nd of October, Mr. Narendra Modi lauded the difficult but remarkable feat of administering 100 crore vaccine doses. Mr. Modi said, 100 crore vaccinations are not just a figure, but a reflection of the strength of the country.
इस उपलब्धि के पीछे 130 करोड़ देशवासियों की कर्तव्य शक्ति लगी है। इसलिए ये सफलता भारत की सफलता है, हर देशवासी की सफलता है। मैं इसके लिए सभी देशवासियों को हृदय से बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, 100 करोड़ वैक्सीन डोज ये केवल एक आंकड़ा नहीं है, ये देश के सामर्थ्य का प्रतिबिंब है।
Our correspondent reports that it is the world's largest vaccination drive under which the 100 crore vaccination coverage was achieved in just 279 days since its launch.
India achieved the major milestone of 1 billion vaccinations in October this year. The journey of administering 100 crore Made in India vaccines, Covaxin and Covishield, started on 16th January this year. The vaccination drive began in a phased manner, starting with health workers. Frontline workers, including paramilitary forces and police, became eligible for the vaccine from February. Vaccination was expanded to people over 60 years of age and those over 45 with comorbidities in March. The vaccination drive was open to all adults on 1st of May. From June 21, Centre took over the vaccination drive from states to provide free vaccines to everyone. The hard work and dedication of countless stakeholders have paid off as the entire world bore witness to the triumph of Indian science, enterprise and collective spirit of 130 crore Indians when the nation reached the milestone of 100 crore vaccinations. Suparna Sekia, AIR News, Delhi.
In Gujarat, the first case of Omicron variant of COVID-19 has been reported in Jamnagar. According to the official sources, a 72-year-old man returned from Zimbabwe tested positive to the new variant. He is being treated in an isolated ward of the government hospital in Jamnagar. We have more from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
According to the sources, 3 persons of Indian origin came to Jamnagar from Zimbabwe to attend a social function last week. The 72-year-old person had a complaint of fever and cough and he was tested COVID positive on 29th November. His samples were sent to Pune's National Institute of Virology for genome sequencing and the result came on Saturday. Sources said that this person was being treated as an Omicron suspect from day one. Other persons, including family members, have been tested negative. However, they all are kept in home isolation. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Madhya Pradesh, the State Election Commission has announced the schedule for Panchayat elections in the state. In the 3-phase exercise, voting will be held on January the 6th, 28th and February the 16th, said State Election Commissioner Basant Pratap Singh. Elections will be held for 850 posts of Zilla Panchayat members, 6,727 members of Janpad Panchayat, 22,581 Sarpanch and 3,62,754 posts of Panch across the state. In the first phase of civic body elections, voting will be held in 9 districts, 7 districts in second phase and remaining 36 districts in the final phase. India's exports of agricultural and processed food products rose by more than 13% in terms of US dollars in the first 8 months of the current fiscal compared to the same period of the previous year. The export of products under the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APEDA ambit, increased from $11,671 million in April-November 2020-21 to $13,261 million in April to November 2021-22. The target for exports under APEDA basket products has been fixed at $23,713 million in 2021-22.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches projects worth 18,000 crore rupees in Dehradun. Travel time between Delhi and Dehradun to come down by half from existing 6 hours. India administers 1 crore doses of corona vaccine on a single day yesterday under Har Ghar Dastak campaign. Himachal Pradesh becomes first state in the country to vaccinate its entire eligible population. Election Commission announces 3-phase Panchayat elections in Madhya Pradesh beginning January 6. India's exports of agricultural and processed food products rise by more than 13% in the first 8 months of current fiscal. Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit New Delhi tomorrow to hold India-Russia summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. US and European Union express concern over China's growing military aggression in South China Sea and East China Sea. PV Sindhu to take on South Korea's An Se-young in the final of BWF World Tour Finals in Bali today. And New Zealand's Ajaz Patel creates history, becomes the 3rd bowler in Test cricket to claim all 10 wickets in an innings. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
Russian President Vladimir Putin will pay an official visit to New Delhi tomorrow for the 21st India-Russia Annual Summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The leaders will review the state and prospects of bilateral relations and discuss ways to further strengthen the strategic partnership between the two countries. The summit will be an opportunity to exchange views on regional, multilateral and international issues of mutual interest. Both leaders will also hold one-on-one talks. Our correspondent reports there will be intensive engagement during the day, culminating with the India-Russia Annual Summit.
United States and European Union have expressed concern over China's growing military aggression in the South China Sea and the East China Sea. The two sides said China's actions in the South China Sea, East China Seas and Taiwan Strait undermine peace and security in the region and have a direct impact on the security and prosperity of both the United States and European Union. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy R. Sherman and European External Action Service Secretary General Stefano Sannino led the first US-EU high-level consultations on the Indo-Pacific in Washington, during which they reviewed their respective Indo-Pacific engagement and strategies. They reconfirmed their interest in stability and the status quo in the Taiwan Strait, and both sides noted a shared interest in deepening cooperation with Taiwan consistent with their respective One China policies. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
And now, let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
अंधकार से कंपित धरनी झलक उठी कौन आया.
In today's episode, we pay homage to the philosopher, poet and Indian nationalist Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, who left us on 5th December 1950. Ghosh was perhaps the first Indian political leader to openly put forward in his newspaper Bande Mataram the idea of Purna Swaraj for the country. Later, he became a spiritual reformer, introducing his visions on human progress and spiritual evolution.
ध्यान धनक से तू बांधा लोक लोक मिलाया.
Ghosh was born on August 15, 1872 in Calcutta and went to King's College in England to study for the Indian Civil Service. It was in Europe that he first felt the call of nationalism after getting acquainted with Italian and Irish nationalists. He also participated in an Indian students' organization called the Cambridge Majlis.
After returning to India, he took up various civil service works under the Maharaja of the princely state of Baroda. Aurobindo became increasingly involved in nationalist politics in the Indian National Congress and the revolutionary movement in Bengal with the Anushilan Samiti. He was arrested and faced charges of treason for Alipur conspiracy. However, he was never convicted. Famous freedom fighter Chittaranjan Das defended Aurobindo Ghosh in the Alipur bomb trial of 1909 with these words.
Long after this controversy is hushed in silence, long after this turmoil, this agitation ceases, long after he's dead and gone, he'll be looked upon as the poet of patriotism, as the prophet of nationalism, and the lover of humanity. Long after he's dead and gone, his words will be echoed and re-echoed, not only in India, but across distant seas and lands.
During his stay in jail, Aurobindo had mystical and spiritual experiences. It was in his speech at Uttarpada that Sri Aurobindo, for the first time, spoke publicly of his yoga and his spiritual experiences.
Aurobindo moved to Pondicherry, leaving politics for spiritual work, and devoted the rest of his life to the development of his integral yoga. On 15th of August 1947, Sri Aurobindo strongly opposed the partition of India, stating that he hoped the nation will not accept the settled fact as forever settled. He was nominated twice for the Nobel Prize in 1943 for the Nobel Award in Literature and in 1950 for the Nobel Award in Peace. Sri Aurobindo died on 5th December 1950. Over 60,000 people attended to see his body resting peacefully. We salute this great guru, philosopher and nationalist.
பூங்குயில் கூவும் பூஞ்சோலையில் ஒரு நாள் பூங்குயில் கூவும் பூஞ்சோலையில் ஒரு.
We also commemorate today writer, journalist and Indian independence activist Ramaswamy Krishnamurthy, who died on the 5th of December 1954. Popularly known as Kalki Krishnamurthy, he participated in the non-cooperation movement.
Kalki was born on 9th September 1899 in Puttamangalam, Tamil Nadu. He had his primary education in his village school and later attended Municipal High School in Mayavaram. However, he quit school in 1921 in response to Mahatma Gandhi's call for non-cooperation.
Later, Kalki emerged as one of the foremost Tamil writers. He established Tamil weekly Kalki magazine in 1941. He wrote the historical novel Ponniyin Selvan based on the Chola dynasty and two other novels on Pallava dynasty. His writings include over 120 short stories, 10 novellas, 5 novels, 3 historical romances, editorial and political writings, and hundreds of film and music reviews. He died in Chennai on the 5th of December 1954 at the age of 55. We salute this great Indian patriot.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
New Zealand's Ajaz Patel created history by taking all 10 wickets in an innings. He has become the third bowler after Jim Laker and Anil Kumble to achieve this feat. In the second test between India and New Zealand, left-arm spinner Ajaz Patel dismissed all 10 Indian batsmen in the first innings at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai yesterday. Patel finished with a figure of 10 for 119 as India were bowled out for 325. India will resume their second innings at the overnight score of 69 for no loss in the second and final cricket test against New Zealand in Mumbai today. India have taken a lead of 332 runs over the visitors. When stumps were drawn on the second day yesterday, opener Mayank Agarwal, 38, and Cheteshwar Pujara, 29, were on the crease.
PV Sindhu will take on South Korea's An Se-young in the final of BWF World Tour Finals in Bali today. The two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu entered the final, beating Akane Yamaguchi in the semi-finals yesterday. This was the 21st meeting between Sindhu and Yamaguchi, and after this win, Sindhu leads the head-to-head record by 13-8. In the group phase, the Indian won 2 matches and lost 1. Her only loss came on Friday against Ponpavi Chochuang. The Thai player defeated Sindhu in the last group match. India's Lakshya Sen lost to Olympic champion Danish Victor Axelsen by 21-13, 21-11. On Friday, Victor Axelsen and Tokyo Games silver medalist Tai Tzu Ying were named the BWF Male and Female Player of the Year, respectively, in recognition of their stellar runs this season. Several parts of Odisha have experienced rainfall of varying degrees since yesterday due to the impact of a deep depression over the Bay of Bengal. IMD has said that the cyclone Javad has weakened into a deep depression and further into a depression by last evening.
And now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will have partly cloudy sky with very light rain or thunder showers towards evening or night. The temperature will vary between 11 and 25 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 23 and the maximum is expected to be around 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will have rain or snowfall. Temperature will hover between 1 and 6 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh is likely to have rain or snow. Gilgit will have generally rain or snow. The temperature will hover between -4 and 15 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Visakhapatnam will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad will witness partly cloudy sky with haze. Bengaluru will have generally cloudy sky with slight rain. Tiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Puducherry, there will be partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was around 23 degrees and the maximum will be around 32 degrees Celsius. Guwahati will witness generally cloudy sky with light rain. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with light rain as well. And Shillong will witness generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. As well will witness generally cloudy sky with heavy rain.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Hindustan Times quotes the finance minister as saying that India is largely back to pre-COVID growth. Fresh cases in Maharashtra and Gujarat take Omicron tally to 4. Headlines The Hindu. The Sunday Statesman quotes chairperson of WHO Technical Advisory Group Anurag Agarwal as saying that precautions to be taken remain the same. Delta derivative hit Covishield efficacy, booster needed, says an ICMR study as reported in Sunday Pioneer. Himachal Pradesh is the first to achieve 100% vaccine target, reports the Sunday Tribune. Most dailies have noted in their front pages the death of veteran journalist Vinod Dua. The Sunday Times writes that to find a lasting solution to pollution, its sources need to be tracked over the year, whereas the current approach focuses only on a few of the 29 pollutants in NCR. And finally, the Sunday Express quotes cricketer Ajaz Patel as saying, "The stars aligned for me on taking all 10 wickets in the test match between India and New Zealand."
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches projects worth 18,000 crore rupees in Dehradun. Travel time between Delhi and Dehradun to come down by half from existing 6 hours. India administers 1 crore doses of corona vaccine on a single day yesterday under Har Ghar Dastak campaign. Himachal Pradesh becomes first state in the country to vaccinate its entire eligible population. Election Commission announces 3-phase Panchayat elections in Madhya Pradesh beginning January the 6th. India's exports of agricultural and processed food products rise by more than 13% in first 8 months of current fiscal. Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit New Delhi tomorrow to hold India-Russia summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. US and European Union express concern over China's growing military aggression in South China Sea and East China Sea. PV Sindhu to take on South Korea's An Se-young in the final of BWF World Tour Finals in Bali today. And New Zealand's Ajaz Patel creates history, becomes third bowler in Test cricket to claim all 10 wickets in an innings. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.